Hello there, this is Peter Beckham, the Village Marketer. And in today's video, I want to talk about 7 ways you can change your results. If you're stuck in something, if you're not getting the results you want, if your business is sort of rolling along but never going anywhere, or even worse, going down, then maybe what I'm sharing with you today will be extremely helpful. The first thing you need to know is if your results aren't getting what you want, then things better change, right? Don't keep doing the same thing over and over. Get out of that comfort zone of yours. And when you're getting out of the comfort zone, be careful with your self-talk. Be careful about that. Because what you say is what you become. And what you become is what you see. And what you see is what you get. Now, that raises a very interesting question. Are you getting what you want? Because if you're not, then the problem, more than likely, is you. Yes, you could be the person that is holding you back. Fear. Fear is a big problem, one of the biggest factors that holds people back. And it could be holding you back. Fear of failure. The idea of losing face in front of people, or maybe being subject to ridicule. That's a huge factor. And if it's you, that could be holding you back, right? Or another one is fear of success. I can relate to this. I remember many years ago, back in the 1990s, when I first started earning 6 figures a year, right? But my family were relatively poor. And I was sort of embarrassed to share my success with my family, my brothers in particular, because I knew they were battling and they were struggling, right? And I was embarrassed to do it. And I can tell you that thinking actually put a limit on my earning capacity at that particular point in time, right? So that's a fear of success. And that could be a problem for you. Maybe you're worried about what your family and friends might say. Maybe some of your friends will not think the same of you once you're earning a lot of money. Or maybe they'll come borrowing money from you, whatever. All these fears can hold you back, right? Another thing that could be holding you back is a lack of self-belief. Simply that, right? I mean, there are many people these days who are wanting to become entrepreneurs. But at the same time, they've got their corporate job. They've got their full-time job offline, okay? And they don't want to give that up. Now, I'm not saying you should, but they don't want to give it up at all. But they still want to call themselves an entrepreneur. Now, what I'm saying to you is this. You need to be prepared as an entrepreneur to invest in yourself. You've got to take some risks. This is not some sort of hobby. If you're building a business online and you're wanting the results, right, then you've got to be prepared to put in time, effort and money. You really need to do that. Let me share this with you. You can't call yourself an entrepreneur for life if you're going to keep a full-time salary position as well, okay? I mean, who's fooling who here, right? You're not an entrepreneur at all, really. I mean, you've got a job, right? And you're just playing on the side. That's what it amounts to. But whether you are a full-time entrepreneur or a part-time entrepreneur or whatever, let me share this with you. The results that you are getting are a direct reflection of what's going on inside your head. Right? I'll say it again. The results you are getting are a direct reflection of what's going on inside your head. This is what's holding you back more than anything else in the world, I can tell you. So here are some thoughts about how you can actually dramatically change your results. Okay? Now, apart from changing your mindset, because that's obvious, right? Here are some simple things that I've tried that work for me. 1, never assume anything. It doesn't matter how much work you put into a particular project with your business. Never assume it's going to work. Don't ever do that. When you start assuming things, you become complacent. And when you become complacent, I can tell you, that's when the wheels fall off, right? You've got to be persistent and consistent and not complacent. Never assume anything. Secondly, this is the mindset thing. Face your fears. Move toward them. Please don't be scared of your fears. Use these fears to drive you. Use these fears to make sure you know what it is that's inside of you. This is so critically important. Make a commitment to yourself. Write it down. This is what you are going to achieve and by when, right? the fears that you have inside of you, whether they're fear of success or fear of failure or whatever the fear may be, right? These fears will dissipate. They will dissipate once you start getting results. Because guess what happens then? Then your level of self-belief goes up. But you'll never get the chance to improve your results and then your self-belief unless you're prepared to get started. Unless you're prepared to do it, right? So put the fears aside and damn well go and do it. Don't let your fears stop your results from happening. Don't let your fears stop your self-belief from growing. You deserve it, okay? You owe it to yourself. A third way, try something new and keep doing it and keep trying it until it feels comfortable. Everything new, every change and all those things are always uncomfortable, right? And people quite often don't like change. But stick at it. Stick at the thing that's new. I can tell you, you need to do something different right now if your results aren't what they want, right? So expect to do something new. That's one of the very first things you should be accepting right now. You're going to do something new. So keep doing it, right? Check your results, monitor what's happening. As you see it improving, then you're getting the confidence you need, okay? As you're getting the confidence and your self-belief increases, and guess what? Then you feel a lot more comfortable in the process. Number 4, especially for those in the marketing aspect, ask questions that no one else is prepared to ask. Ask those tough questions. Now, I'm not going to list them off for you. I'm just talking conceptually to you in a simple fashion. But be the person who is prepared to ask the tough questions. That's what separates you from your competitors. That's what gives you the opportunity to get your prospective customers to truly respect you, because they see in you someone who is prepared to take a stance and challenge them and make them think and expand their vision and add value to them. That's what happens when you start asking tough questions. Number 5, if you're having trouble with conversations, especially on social media, start having conversations with complete strangers. I mean, if you're in the train on the way to work, for example, talk to people around you. Don't just sit there with your head in a newspaper, right? Talk to people. Talk to strangers. Get them interested, okay? And the way to get them interested is to talk about them. So what you're really doing, and you don't got to tell them this, you are practicing your conversational skills, right? Because that's what you need to do, especially within social media. Let me tell you, this is a great way to overcome shyness, okay? So when you're on social media, then you're that much more confident. A 6th way to change the results that you're getting is agree to something that you would not normally do. Now, not asking you to go crazy here, but think about what you refused to do in the past, because maybe that is the one clue. Maybe that's one of the things that's stopping you from achieving the results you want. I mean, maybe it's making a video. If you've never made a video before, go and do it. Try it. I mean, it's a powerful form of marketing. But whatever it is that you've never done before, try it. And number 7, speaking of video, it is the most powerful form of marketing, right? Get in front of the camera. Go on, I dare you. Get in front of the camera. Let people see you for who you are. Sure, it's not easy. I appreciate that. I try and do Facebook Lives nearly every day, unless my camera or the internet crashes or whatever it is, right? And there are days when I don't really feel like doing it. But I want to do it because that's part of my service to the people who follow me on Facebook, and I love giving value. And I can tell you, once I've finished every single video, I always feel good inside because I know I've given someone some value. All right? So there are 7 ways that you can go about changing the way you get results. Please, take note of them. Get out of that comfort zone of yours and have a crack at them. Okay? If you enjoyed this, leave me a comment, okay? I'd love to hear your thoughts. All the best. Take care. Bye for now.